What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, it seems there's a bit of confusion on the part of Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn of the Zone and Matchroom, and his newly signed fighter, who is the IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, the phenom as I refer to him as, in Jaron Boots Ennis. Jaron Boots Ennis is 32 wins, no loss, no draw, 29 wins by way of knockout, 27 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach, right? Jaron Boots Ennis is looking to become undisputed at welterweight. He's 27 years of age, and he's big for the weight class, right? Which means he does not have time. Now, he was with Cameron Duncan, and they did him a disservice, in my opinion. He was with Showtime. They did him a disservice, in my opinion. They never got him a marquee fight, never got him a big name. They just never did. Now, he signed with Eddie Hearn, who doesn't have a lot of welterweights. He does have undefeated British superstar welterweight title contender Conor Benn, but it doesn't seem like they're going in that direction of looking to match those two guys up. Eddie Hearn has yet to mention Conor Benn versus Jaron Boots Ennis, which is very, very strange, seeing as though Conor Benn is a title contender and Jaron Ennis has a belt. Wouldn't that make sense to match them up, right? And Conor Benn is suspended in the UK, which means he has to fight here in the States. It only makes sense, right? But no. So nonetheless, Jaron Ennis is looking to secure the belts, okay, at 147. Since the end of an era at 147, which was the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Yordenis Ugas, Manny Pacquiao still, Kell Brook. That era is gone now, right? It ended July of 2023, last year. July 29th of 2023, when Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fought finally for welterweight supremacy, and Terrence Crawford stopped Errol Spence in the 9th round, became undisputed, and everybody has left. Danny Garcia is fighting Erislandy Lara at 160 pounds. Terrence Crawford just had his debut at 154 against Israel Majamov August 3rd. Errol Spence is rumored to and reported to face Sebastian Fundora for the WBC title at 154. Sean Porter has retired. Kell Brook has retired. Yordenis Ugas got dominated and pushed out the door by Mario Barrios, so he's semi-retired. Manny Pacquiao was attempting to come back at 45 years of age and face Mario Barrios, but he's on the way out. So Terrence Crawford vacated the belts, and it's a new era, which is seen to be the Jaron Boots Ennis era. And there's now, because Terrence Crawford vacated the undisputed titles, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, Amanda Stanionis is the WBA champion, and you have Brian Norman Jr. is the WBO champion. Now, Jaron Ennis is looking to secure these fights. He's 27 years of age. He needs 3 fights to be undisputed, right? That means at least a year and a half of being at welterweight. That means he's going to be at welterweight till at least he's 29 years of age, right? And he's bigger than Terrence Crawford. He's bigger than Errol Spence. How much time does he have? And he's a high risk and a low reward, as we see, because he signed with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and DAZN in hopes of securing these titles, right? And now they're not on the same page because they're essentially, in the eyes of Brian Norman Jr., who is 26 wins, no loss, no draw, 20 wins by way of knockout, they feel lowballed by the offer. Everybody's trying to go off of the fact of the numbers that Brian Norman Jr. received before becoming the world champion, beating Santillan in his hometown in San Diego, California, as the underdog for the vacant WBO title. He dominated and stopped Santillan as the underdog in Santillan's backyard. Now they want him to come to Philadelphia, to another champion's backyard, in Jaron Boots Ennis, defend his title for the first time against Jaron Boots Ennis in Philadelphia against what's seen to be the best welterweight in the world. And he's asking for $2 million, and they don't want to budge on 1.7 after he pays his fees, because Brian Norman is signed with Top Rank, Top ranked CEO, legendary promoter Bob Arum, and ESPN. He has to pay them 25% of his purse. Now, if they're looking to pay him $1.7 million, now, again, it's not Eddie Hearn's job to pay and worry about what Brian Norman has to pay, but you have to respect that, and you have to make a sacrifice for your fighter. You're not doing it for Brian Norman, you're doing it for your fighter and Jaron Ennis, who's looking to secure these belts. Brian Norman, after paying his fees, he has to pay the fees to cross the side of the street for Top Rank and ESPN to allow him to go to the zone and Matchroom and showcase his talents and defend his title for the first time. He has to pay them 25% of his purse, which is $375,000 out of $1.7 million. Now he also has to pay 10% of his purse to his trainer, which is $150,000. And we know how important that is. Excuse me, because we saw the breakup between Errol Spence and Derrick James, who've been together their entire careers. Errol Spence and Derrick James started together, but when he was paying Derrick James 10%, Derrick James wasn't happy that he got that marquee fight with Terrence Crawford and didn't up his pay. They split after being together Errol Spence's entire career. So we know how important that is, right? Okay, with that said, Errol Spence and Derrick James' relationship bolstered Derrick James' relationship so much so that Jamel Charlo, Ryan Garcia, and Frank Martin, because of his relationship and what he did with Errol Spence. And he's not happy. So 10% of Brian Norman's purse, which would be $150,000. Now you're talking about $525,000 out of $1.7 million already. And he didn't even pay state taxes to go to Philadelphia to fight the best fighter in the division and defend his title for the world first time at 23 years of age. He's looking to be compensated. That's $575,000 out his purse already. And he didn't even pay state taxes yet.